Fragile stuff and children, we all know how that can turn out. How random does it get? The pile. Wow. I have a lot of stuff.
A palette of gold, gold, gold. A palette of gold, gold, gold.
Well, hey friends, it's Natalie. So glad you stopped by to hang out with me today while I do some serious decluttering and organization. This is another messy to minimal episode. We've continued to pursue a more simplified lifestyle and it's been wonderful for us. And something right now in my life that could really use a good, hard, honest look is my hostessware collection. Serveware, table linens, the decor that I put out for when I host people. I love having people in my home, but I'm feeling really overwhelmed and like I don't know where my stuff is. And so I'm gonna go around and try to find all the little scattered bits and pieces. I'm gonna lay it all out here on this table, go through everything, take stock, and then find a home for all of these items for the first time in this new house. I've never done this. So let's hop on this new adventure together. I'm glad you're here with me. Why don't you declutter something or simplify something in your home while you watch this video? Maybe it's just a little junk drawer in your kitchen. It's always nice to work with a friend. So let's get on up and do this together. And I want you to know that you do not have to keep up with the Joneses. You don't have to have a Pinterest-worthy space. You do not have to be the hostess with the mostess in order to bless your guests, create a welcoming environment, and enjoy the day for yourself. More motivation and encouragement coming your way. Drop this emoji in the comments and let's get to work. Having people in our home, whether it's a casual get-together like watching football on a Sunday afternoon to more elegant or fancy get-togethers for the holidays, it just makes me so happy. It's our favorite thing to do. Weston and I really love to express our love toward our family and friends with hospitality, just hosting people. We love it so much. And over the last decade of being married and having our own place, I have built up this collection of serveware, dinnerware, table linens, and the like. Some of these pieces in my collection are literally 10 years old. Many of them are thrifted or passed down to me. It has grown as the family has grown. Honestly, over the past 5 or 6 years, my sisters have all gotten married and they've started having kids. So the number of people in our home has expanded, and thus my hostessware collection has expanded. But there are several things here that I can move on from because they're either worn out or they're outdated, or I just don't have enough of one thing because our family has grown. Some of these things are perfectly good that I can donate, and some of these things are just like worn out beyond repair that need to be tossed. And this project is a huge step on my sort of to-do list or my checklist before we get into the holiday season. My focus this year is actually to do less. That might sound a little counterintuitive because I feel like in the YouTube world, social media, content creation, whatever you want to call it, we are always seeing people like doing more and outdoing themselves what they did last year, and it always has to be bigger and better and more is more. And I am definitely taking a different sort of approach, not just for myself and my own mental health, but also for you guys to just set the example and to sort of give you permission that you don't have to do it all. And sometimes trying to do it all is the reason why we dread the holiday season. We dread having people over. We feel stressed out and overwhelmed. And then when the holidays do finally come and we have checked everything off of our to-do list, we are completely burnt out balls of stress, and we end up not enjoying the day that we worked so hard for. So that's why I have started this peaceful holiday prep series that this video is a part of. And now that it is officially November, I don't think we can deny that the holiday season is really starting to ramp up. I mean, I was seeing holiday stuff back in July, but this year I would love it so much if you would join me in feeling blessed not stressed for the next several weeks as we close out this year and enjoy the holidays together, whatever holiday you celebrate with you and yours. I'm really excited to just take that pressure off of myself and to help be a voice that takes pressure off of you as well. Wow, there's a lot here. And this isn't even all of it, but I will say every single thing on this table was used this last year. The question is, will it be used again this next year? I'm seeing some things here that did work for me last year, but they're on their last leg and they probably are done in my collection. And then I'm specifically looking at these gold chargers, which I have had these forever. I actually think a couple of them are from our wedding. I only have, let's see, that's 6 of them. Some of them are actually pretty scratched up. And that's actually only one more than our immediate household, our family. And we pretty much never have just a 6-person table, especially if it's going to be a more formal sort of situation like this. So this is the first thing that I can say goodbye to. Another thing I have to say goodbye to, and I was forced to, is my glass beverage dispenser with the wood top. I'm gonna have to take this out because it actually broke, and it broke last year. I thought we got all of the glass out of here, but it looks like some sifted down to the bottom. So I'm not gonna use this as my donation tote. I will take these chargers over to this tote, which apparently has a tiny little maple leaf in it. Also can get rid of this little wooden tray. I think vinegar or something got on it. It's seen better days. I can't think of a use for that. It used to hold a few little like condiment bowls on it. Also think I'm going to move on. I have this like sort of raw edge cheese board that has the spots for the knives in it. I usually have way more guests to serve cheese and meat to than this tiny little board holds. Okay, we are making our way through. I have this little tiered porcelain server that I disassemble, that's the correct word, in order to store it. I actually might have enough room to store it assembled now that I have these cabinets. We shall see. I would love to keep that. I usually do my charcuterie or like my meat and cheese board on this big tray. This has worked really well. I just line it with a little bit of wax or parchment paper. I'm probably seeing a theme here. White porcelain, plain or very lightly accented, like with a little bit of beading or whatever, serving trays and dinnerware and stuff like that. And then a lot of wooden pieces. And you'll notice that I only have a couple of things that are specific to a actual holiday. So for Thanksgiving, I think this is pretty much it. I have my little turkey bowl, which I love. That I believe is from JCPenney. And then last year, I think also from JCPenney, I got this little Christmas platter, which I love. I put chocolates and cookies and stuff on that. And then I also have a coordinating little set of Christmas plates. I used the platter and I will use the platter again this year. Plates, however, are just a little bit too small for my needs. If I was to do this again, I would probably get a second one of the platters. So I'm going to say goodbye to the plates this year. These are a couple of my favorite things that I've gotten for my collection. They're just basic glass little milk jars, and then they have a lid and a straw. This is what I use to serve the kids, and I had probably 6 or 8 of them, and I think my mom has the other one. So I need to give her a call just to see where those are, if she still has them. And then I also need to chat with her a little bit about some of the Christmas table linens that I have from my grandma's house. I want to offer it to her in case it's something that she could use. So where's my phone? Hi, Mama. Oh, okay, I'll let you go. Okay, she was on the other line. She'll call me back. For you Gen Zers who don't know what that means, ask your mom. On to linens. Yes, there's a Christmas tree set up in the corner. No, I actually have not decorated for Christmas yet. And these days, I'll probably be the last YouTuber to decorate for Christmas, even though it will be before Thanksgiving. I was shooting some content in advance so that I can actually take a Christmas break. And I need something Christmassy in the background for it. So here's just a little added bonus and pizzazz to today's video. On to linens. So table linens for us has kind of been a back and forth sort of thing because we've had lots of different iterations of table arrangements. We've had folding tables that we've put end to end, smaller table in this like breakfast nook schoolroom area for the kids. We've had tables along this wall as sort of a buffet. We have a kitchen island now this year, which we didn't have last year. So our needs have sort of flexed and changed. Something that I know that I'm going to part from are the gray linens. These are just looking a little drab. I've had these since our first home, not the last home we were in, but the one before that when my boys were babies. So they have seen better days, and I don't accent or decorate with gray anymore at all. I do a lot more like neutral, ecru, tan, beige, a little bit warmer than that gray. So I have a couple of these table runners. I'm gonna hold on to those. Those are great for any season. It just depends on what sort of greenery or lights or little berries and leaves that I put on the table. That's honestly my biggest like budget-friendly hosting tip if you're looking at what you need to get for serveware and plates and linens and stuff like that. Start out with the neutrals and the basics and really use little accents like candles on the table or the greenery. You can cut holly or pine branches from your yard and make it look more Christmassy or make it look more fall time depending on what you find. And that's free. And that way also, not only does it save money, but it also saves space because you don't have like, here's my Easter set of plates, here's my Christmas set of plates. There's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of us just don't have the storage space for multiple sets of items. So I like to keep my one base set. It creates this nice neutral base and palette, and it's classy and classic, and then you can add your fun, more festive stuff throughout. I'm wondering where my gold flatware is. Oh, it's in my storage in the kitchen island. BRB. Okay, so rather than just having a plain back to our kitchen island, this is where the bar overhangs and we sit under it. We built in some cabinet storage here, and this side, I keep some of my hostessware that I want on hand and not like out in the tote in the garage, but it's all going to be on hand now that I have these cabinets, which we will get to. We'll get to it. But I'm remembering that I have some linens and I have my gold flatware in this flatware organizer. I have another one of those little neutral stripe table runners. This one is shorter. I actually bought that one like 5 or 6 years ago. And then I have these little crocks that I keep regular coffee, decaf coffee in. I have a couple of just like plain white beaded coffee mugs. So my little candlesticks, little light sets. I've had these forever. I don't use this anywhere but when I set a nice table or a buffet. And so I think this cabinet can sort of be like my taper candles and decor and fairy lights and little things that I use to actually like spruce up the table. We'll see how it all turns out. I think I am actually ready now to start putting things into these cabinets over here. Let me show you what's going on over here. So you might recognize this cabinet here. This used to be our homeschool cabinet. We did something different in the schoolroom in this house, and it kind of made this obsolete, but this piece of furniture is a really good one. I really like it. It's from IKEA. It's not the Hemnes, it's Havsta, however you pronounce it. And it has these sliding doors on it. And so I thought that if I got a second one, they could be side by side and serve as our buffet station, so we can put chafing dishes up there, which I still have to get out of the garage. And like if we have something plugging in, we have outlets at the back here. The only thing I forgot after we assembled this one last night is that this one, I put some aftermarket little feet on. These little feet are actually from Target years ago and they don't make them anymore. So I think I found a set of them on eBay and we'll be putting them over here onto this one, so they will definitely be more matching. But that's okay, I'm not gonna let that stop me. We're gonna start putting things into these units so that I can see how much space I have, how everything fits, and do a little bit of organization into here of the stuff that I have over here. Oh, look at that. Mama's calling me back. Hello. Hi. Okay, the little glass milk jars that I use for the kids when we have Thanksgiving and Christmas. Do you still have any of those? I didn't know if you did or not. It's been such a long year. I cannot remember, so I just wanted to see if you possibly had them, and if not, I could go hunt some more down. The other thing, and I know you have a lot of grandma stuff, so I don't want to overwhelm you, but I do have some Christmas linens that, because I'm not hosting Christmas Eve this year, you're welcome to use if you could use them. And 20 minutes later, I am off the phone with my mom. She's one of my best friends. We could talk. We could have kept talking, actually. There's more we wanted to chat about for the holidays and for some other stuff. But one thing we did talk about is having her as a guest here in next week's video, or maybe 2 weeks from when this video goes up. And she and I are gonna sit down and chat all things holiday hosting with you guys. Cooking for people, large parties, small parties. Throw me your questions in the comments right now. I also asked for questions over on my Instagram earlier today, and my mom and I will do our best to answer the most commonly asked questions as we put this video together for you guys. So I'm really excited about that. She does not have my glass bottles, and she maybe wants the linens, the Christmas linens from my grandma. So productive conversation, and now I need to get back up off my butt and get to work. So I'm gonna clear out the random weird things that are in this first cabinet, and I'm going to start putting things from this table, from what I think I'm keeping, into these cabinets here. Amazon bag, Backwoods Homes magazine, Lord of the Rings Monopoly. How random does it get? My gravy boat is pretty much cracked through. That is not safe. Time for a new one. Upon closer inspection of these little wooden bowls, which these are one of the first things I bought for my hostessware. I think this was for our first Christmas. And they're just really, I don't know if you can see, they're like flaking and peeling. Yeah, that's probably not good to serve guests. Okay, we are moving right along. This is actually going faster and smoother than I expected. Maybe it's because my children aren't here right now. They're actually out doing a little bit of Christmas shopping with grandparents, which is awesome. I thought I would take advantage of the plan that they had for today to get this project done, because fragile stuff and children, we all know how that can turn out. So I've got these two cabinets semi-filled. The first one has dinnerware and serveware in it. The second one has the linens that I have. I took some linens out of this lower cabinet here at the island. I have an Amazon find that I want to share with you guys. This little set of rechargeable tea light candles. They literally plug in to this base and you can charge all of them at once. That way you're not dealing with little hazardous button batteries, hazardous and expensive. And these are, of course, a bit more eco-friendly. Okay, so instead of 2 shelves to make 3 sections, I think I'm gonna take one out, put one in the middle to make 2 sections. That way I can fit my tall candlesticks in. I have been laying them on their side, but then they roll out and it's not working. Hello, hello, welcome back. We are gonna keep moving right along. It is a very stormy day right now. So if you see the light changing, the clouds are just going crazy, which makes it a little difficult for my camera to do its thing. But I'm not gonna let that stop me. I've got to keep rolling with this project. Weston's out with the kids doing some grocery shopping for the weekend, and I'm giving myself this couple hours time frame to try to get this project buttoned up and done. Also, we might lose electricity, so I'd like to get this done before that happens. We went out to the garage and grabbed our chafing dishes, which is how we keep food warm for people. I love these things. I'll show you more about that in a minute. I've been doing a lot of considering about our coffee. These mugs are just not cutting it. I've had these for years and years, but the only reason why is because I keep repurchasing them because they keep breaking. Half of the mugs that I have, these are from the Threshold line, the like beaded porcelain. Half of the mugs I have chips on them, and I don't serve my guests with chipped mugs. I don't want anyone to get cut or hurt. Like, see this one? Like, a good half of these have chips. So I think I'm moving on from those because I'm sick of repurchasing them and I'm sick of like having to inspect them. I think I'm gonna just order a few more of my Duralex glass mugs. The Duralex brand we have had since the year the boys were born. So over 8 years, and we haven't had a single chip, let alone have one of them break. And they've like fallen onto the floor, onto our stone countertops. And they just kind of like bounce right off and they do amazing. So I'm going to order more of these. They work great. They're a little bit smaller too for like an evening cup of coffee. You're not like drinking the morning mug that's as big as your face. So I've been thinking about that, and then I realized as I was pulling everything out that I have 2 sets of cream and sugar bowls, and I just don't know if I need both. Should I have like one at the table and one at the coffee station? I don't think I need that. And I got these are actually from the Threshold line, the white porcelain from Target. And I think that these are actually easier to use. This little cream pitcher has a handle on it, which of course is going to be easier to use than having to hold this big, like this is kind of a big grip to, yeah. I'm just thinking out loud and processing out loud as I do and making decisions in front of you guys. That's why these videos get so chatty. So I'm going to pass. These were from like the original Hearth and Hand line. I got these when Magnolia started with Target, but it's time for me to say goodbye to those. Those are going in the tote. These haven't chipped or broken. They're doing just fine, and I'm just gonna keep these basic ones for my little coffee drink stand that I set up for the holidays or whenever, honestly. I'm always serving coffee. So moving on, I'm going to get these chafing dishes. I don't know if I want to take them out of their boxes. We've been storing them in the boxes because they've been stored in our garage, both when we were in our old house and here in the new house. But I want these inside, which probably means they don't need their boxes anymore. So I'm gonna be thinking about that as I put them into the storage. I kind of moved everything down the wall. That little Christmas tree is actually over there in that corner. I just can't take it down yet. Lights are flickering over there. Oh my gosh, we are going to lose power any minute. But I did get the chafing dishes to fit in the bottom with some room to spare, which is awesome. Taking them out of the boxes, I think, is the right choice. And I also pulled out the linens that I'm going to organize into a couple of bins. I think I'm gonna do tablecloths in one bin, runners in another, and then like napkins and placemats in another one. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, this cabinet ended up turning out really great and I have room to spare. Got some coffee stuff here. I ended up finding my sweet little holly holiday cup, which I didn't have last year because it was packed. So I'm glad to have that out. And then we have the candles, little shelf with some vases over here. I now have a spot to put all of these things, and I put the decor that I want to keep on hand for putting tables and buffets together in these little bins. We've got some greenery picks, some little battery operated fairy lights. I have a little garland here. These are little chalkboard easels that I use to write like what food it is that I'm serving. And these all fit really nicely on this shelf up here, and I can grab whatever I need, and I have room to spare. That makes me very happy. Now I'm just gonna do a little bit of sprucing up and make some labels for my bins over in the cabinets. It's still pretty crazy windy out there, but the kids got home safe, thank the Lord. So you're gonna hear them in the background, but I just wanted to quickly show you what we worked on. Eventually, I would love to get built-ins here with upper cabinets and like a pull-out, roll-out buffet sort of thing, but we are using what we have. And I think this is gonna work out just fine, especially now that I have some more organization. So I've got kids' table bins, some serving utensils. I have a few more things to pop into there. And then we have all of the protected like dinnerware, plates and goblets and gold flatware and stuff like that. And then we have serving bowls and serving trays, and it is actually fitting quite nicely in there. So in this one, we've got those linens on the top shelf, tablecloths, table runners, and napkins. And then we have the chafing dishes and stuff on the bottom. I still need to get hardware onto this unit, and of course still need to get the feet onto this unit. Home for everything, that's so great. I have these set out because I'm probably gonna pass them over to my mom for Christmas time, and then I have a couple more bins that I found around here in case I need those. But this is what we've got now, and we've got a little bit of extra room over here on this side. I might add a cabinet. I think there is a smaller version of this Avsta line from IKEA, and just to sort of spread the collection out even more. And maybe I'll fill this spot with another cabinet, but we shall see. For now, it's fitting into there. And then we have what we've got in here, which I already showed you. But since we're doing kind of the final reveal, you can take another look in there. That, and then last but not least, the pile. With the exception of the 2 pizza boxes, which Weston just got home from Costco, and we threw those in there. Everything else is packaging or boxes that my Hostess serveware stuff came out of that I'm able to recycle out of here. That's what's in this big pile. And then in here is all of the pieces that I am decluttering out. I'll offer to family first, and then we can pass on the rest to a thrift store. So I would say, looking at this pile, that this was all in a good couple of days' work. I feel so much better right now than where I was mentally before I started this project. It feels so great to know exactly where everything is and to not have to dive through totes in order to find the stuff that I need. Last year, hosting Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve, we did New Year's Eve and then like football parties and stuff like that throughout while remodeling in here. So we had half of our floor actually ripped up, and we were just like putting rugs over the sharp edges of the flooring, and it was, we made it happen. We made it work, but it was work. Worth it. It's always worth it to host and to bless family and friends and guests in my home, but I am so looking forward to the ease of use, just how user-friendly this space is going to be. And then we can use these cabinets as the buffet to serve people for when we have them over for a nice meal. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, this messy to minimal episode, coming along with me as I did some decluttering and some organization of my hostessware, my serveware, and linens. I hope you're enjoying this series of peaceful holiday prep as we just sort of take the pressure off of ourselves to be perfect, but we still get some stuff done on our to-do lists. This was a major check off the to-do list for me, and it was so great to have you along. So give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. That really helps my channel out a lot, and I appreciate it so much. And don't forget to subscribe and turn your channel notifications on by clicking that little bell and setting it to all notifications. That way you don't miss more videos in this peaceful holiday prep series. I have more motivation and encouragement on its way to you guys. So thanks so much for spending a little part of your day here with me on my channel, and I'll catch you later.